Welcome to the Legacy Building Leaders TV show. My name is Dr. Charles Mugaviri, your host. Today, we are joined by Legacy Building Leaders at Nyatsime College in Chitungwiza. And in the first segment, we are going to see the chairperson of the board, Mr. J.T. Muguwe, and the principal of the college, Mr. Masaraure, and the country director for Imagination Africa, Farai. So I'm very delighted to have with us on this very special occasion the chairman of Nyatsime Board of Governors, Mr. J.T. Muguwe, and the principal of the college, Mr. Masaraure, and the country director for Imagination Africa, Farai. So we'll start by hearing from you, Mr. Muguwe, in terms of the vision for the college.
Well, the vision of the college started right from its inception. The late Professor Sam Kange, who was the first graduate in Mashonaland, when he came back, he wanted to empower the disadvantaged children and to make sure that the African child has the commercial and economic education which was lacking in African schools. And this was only found in the white schools. And so the vision was to make sure the children are taught practical schools through technical vocational education. That was a long way back. And this would empower the graduates of the school so that when they go out, instead of looking for employment, they can actually look for employees because they have got the basic knowledge which would enable them to start on entrepreneurship. So today's entrepreneurship is a fulfillment of the vision of the Professor Sam Kange, who started this college. And it is our hope and sincere hope that the current crop of learners will learn all the practical subjects that are on offer in the school.
That's wonderful. So, Mr. Masaraure, this is an unfolding legacy for Nyatsime. What's your take in terms of now the new thrust and this new development in terms of entrepreneurship for the college?
Yeah, true. The school, it reflects back. We have heard from the chairperson that the owner of this school had the passion for this vocational aspect, implementation of the vocational aspect in our curriculum. And if we are to go back during the period of our former president, Comrade Robert Gabriel Mugabe, he talked much about changing our curriculum to be competence-based. And when Dr. L.D. Okora was the Minister of Education, he introduced this competence-based curriculum. And as a school, Nyatsime was not excluded because we embarked, we sort of took that on board, and we introduced, in fact, we have bias towards the vocational aspect where we train our students to be competent-based.
And so today is a special occasion. Farai, this is a whole new development now in terms of entrepreneurship, where you are coming in as, your organization. You want to talk about that and what has happened now in terms of now the involvement of Nyatsime in this initiative?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Doctor. So really the journey of how the school then was also selected to be a part of this program really starts with a training program where we train business studies teachers on how to develop learners, on how to develop business ventures. Right. So the teacher in turn goes back into the classroom and identifies high potential learners that are demonstrating entrepreneurial skills. Right. So they go through a 6-month-long program where they are nurtured in preparation for a competition. So we've gamified the competition which we call a national business case competition, where we are really trying to identify learners that can solve a problem, learners that are critical in their thinking and very innovative.
Right.
So learners come to this competition with their prototypes.
Right.
In the case of the school, they came also with their prototype, and they are judged before a panel of judges, high key individuals that are in industry and also policymakers in the country that really take these learners through a vetting process and then identified that their venture does qualify to then go to the next stage.
Right.
So the next stage is now where we want to channel, and they've had an opportunity to now get seed capital.
Right.
And with this seed capital, they are now actually going through a 90-day accelerator program where they're actually implementing their venture. So that is the journey of how we get some of these schools to work with us, and MADZINZA College is one of the schools that is participating in this program.
Well, congratulations for that development, board chairperson, Mr. Mguwe, and congratulations, Mr. Masaraure. Maybe as we conclude this segment, you just want to share briefly from yourself, 1 or 2 sentences, principal, how are you going to make this project a success? And maybe we can also hear from the chairperson just 1 or 2 words. How are you going to make this project where now learners are actually going to be involved in business? How are you going to make it a success? Just 1 or 2 words.
It is going to be a success because we have been giving some much support. So we will continue giving it support financially and in terms of skills. We'll make sure that the school we provide what is needed for the project to be a success.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mguwe.
As a board, we are thrilled by what is happening now. And it ties in very well with the visionary leadership at the beginning. And so, as board, we are saying, thank you very much, congratulations. We give you the green light to do everything that you can so that you succeed in all your endeavors, especially the young men.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, thank you. So we have listened to that unfolding legacy of the college and the kind of impact it is now having by raising entrepreneurs from its learners. In the next segment, we are going to meet a new crop of entrepreneurs from the college who have now started a company and have come up with a product after winning a competition at national level. I must start by congratulating you, Mr. Mzungu, and Albert and Rutendo, for this project which you have launched. Mr. Mzungu, you start. You are the coach and patron of this project.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mgaviri. The invitation to join the National Business Quest Competition from Imagination Africa came as a welcome development because we already had a class which we had named the pace setters, and they were already motivated. So when I got trained, the next thing was to identify a group of learners who had the zeal, and we managed to identify them. We coached them and helped them to come up with the product in line with the guidelines that had been set up, like ensuring that we reduce the import bill of Zimbabwe.
So, Engelbert, how this happened? Guys coming up with your product. Maybe you talk about what the product is. How did you come up? So that we hear from you and Ruten.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor. So our product is coffee made from the avocado seeds. So as for how we came up with it, we actually had a pool of ideas when we had of the imagination competition, and we selected it out as it stood out as the best of all the ideas we had. So it was based on a research. We researched that many people are in need of iron. We have seen pregnant women eating mud from trees, or even when pregnant women go to hospitals, they get referred to boil the seed and actually drink the seed as a beverage. So we thought, no, why not officialize this? Why not make something that is more innovative? And we just became creative, and we ground the seed, and we said, no, it can actually become coffee, and we just did something, but it's in all natural process coffee.
Yes, just like Edobert said, we decided to come up with a with an idea that will meet our SDGs. So that idea was the avocado coffee, which is mostly orientated on health, especially pregnant women and all that. So we just decided that we should just make avocado coffee because health issues.
So you won this competition. You have now received funding. What's going to be happening? Maybe you want to share this and inspire other young people out there, because as we, our viewers, there are millions of other young people, parents and educators who are following this program. What's going to be happening? Are you going setting up a company? And you are first year university. You did this while you were at high school, and already you are creating employment, and you are going to help eradicate poverty. Share a bit more about that. That's amazing. That's exciting.
Yeah, indeed, Doctor. So we are setting up a company. It was actually one of the things that we learned through the Innovation Accelerator, that when you think, don't think of making a product, but rather a business. Right. So we are starting up a company which we have named Pace Brands Limited. Right. In the future, we seek to diversify into other brands. That is why we have resolved to calling it a Brands Limited. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to be setting up our company here in the school premises, and we'll start our operations from there.
So LWEZIMBABWE, you are a company director already. While you are, just from high school, you're already a company director, and that's the new way now, right? How do you feel about that?
Actually, I feel very blessed, I should be honest, because many people crave for this opportunity to have something while you're still at university. As you know, nowadays, we can't just rely on one thing and all. So I'm very excited and very proud of myself as well for coming this far and forming a company. It's good.
Yeah. So, Mr. Mzungu, as we conclude this segment, you are the coach.
Yes.
And this is the first Nyatsime College company by students, by learners. What's going to be your role in making this a successful enterprise?
I would continue guiding the new entrepreneurs. They are no longer learners now, they are new entrepreneurs.
Right.
And like we have done it before, you'll find when you are guiding, you need to allow an innovative ambience so that the directors actually think well much outside the box, and we would be patient. There are times when you need to be patient. There are times also when you need to be tough. When certain things have to be achieved, we will be tough, and that I promise, because deadlines have to be met. The industry that they are going into is not very kind to people who might not be meeting deadlines, and also to poor business environmental scanners. So they actually guide with them, and I am also happy. I would be assisted by my co-coach, Madam Chinyemba. We work as a tag team. We call it DEBSA tag team. Yeah. So we'll be working together and we'll guide our new entrepreneurs.
So congratulations to the new directors and for the new company. And we trust that this will fly and be an inspiration to other learners, not only at Nyatsime College, but also in Zimbabwe. And this is now showing you are the new generation that's not going to go out there to beg to apply for a job, but you're actually going to create employment, for others and create wealth for generations to come. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
There is now a paradigm shift in our education, where learners are being empowered to start business enterprises, as we have seen in this segment. We are going to have in the next and final segment an interaction with this new crop of entrepreneurs who started their company at A level during their studies at Nyatsime College. And we are going to hear them share in detail their journey of starting their legacy building story. So we're very excited to have you as entrepreneurs, brand new entrepreneurs. You are building a legacy, you are game changers, and winning a competition that has just been won by, I'm made to understand, 8 schools at national level to get funding now to set up your company. I think that's incredible. So Rutendo, let's start with you. Your product. How are you going to be producing your product? What is it and how are you going to go about it?
The process is very simple actually. We're going to buy avocados and then after that we separate the seed from the fruit. After separating, we grind it and it's ready to go. But if we decide to add some flavors and all that, we're going to do it in the future.
Okay, so let's look at this. I mean, they're also intellectual. When you talk of business ideas, have you done anything to protect that idea, for example, so that we don't have other people stealing your idea and getting into competition with you?
Yeah, we did. We actually tried to register the company so that if someone comes with the same idea and same thing to do, they won't get the chance. Like the government and the school and the Imagination Africa is in support. So we actually tried to register the project.
Okay, so Tapiwa, when we look at how you ended up with the kind of name, how did you come up with the name?
Thank you, Doctor. Yeah. We wanted to maintain the health and the natural aspect of our product as it is a natural organic product. So we didn't want to separate the natural aspect from the Afro aspect. That's why we called it Afro Natural. Yeah, it started with many names actually, but later on we realized seeing that name you'd easily identify, differentiating from the other names we have supposed, and we are happy that we agreed on the same name and we are doing the same thing.
And just looking at the formation of the company, are you guys now, you are company directors? You know, you have got a formal company, you have got financing, you have got full support, from the school. How did you, what's the process? What was the process of forming your company?
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Before I talk about the process, I would like to make something clear.
Yes.
Forming a company is not really easy, and it's also not so complicated after all. Okay. So the first stage is to identify the type of industry you are in.
Right.
For instance, ours is a production company. We are also a B2B. We sell to other businesses. That is in the future, but as of now, we are still a platform business operating on a make many, sell many basis. Mm-hmm. So having identified ourselves, we now have to go through the regulatory adherence. We have to know who should you talk to, which are the board that should regulate your operations and everything. Once you identify those, you seek to you reach out to them, and they'll give you the certification. Okay. So all of this would not have been possible if we do not have professionals guiding us. So it is mandatory to get professional opinion when you want to register a company.
Yes.
Yes, and recently there are fly-by-night people who act as if maybe they are company agents and the like, so you'd have to guard yourself jealous like against that.
Right. And how were you actually selected? Your college, your school has got over 800 students. Why were you the ones selected? What is it about yourselves that made you to stand out so that you actually got this opportunity? Rutendo, what? Let's start with you and then we can hear the others.
Let's just say it was a business case competition, right? So it actually involves commercial students. So out of all the upper 6 students, and actually the lower 6 students of 2019, we were 40, if I'm not mistaken. But as time went on, some people don't have patience and all that. So with time, people were dropping out, and as commercial students, we decided to do this business case competition since we saw this as an opportunity for us to be business leaders one day. So the 5 of us, unfortunately the other 2 are not here, we decided to take this further because we saw this as an opportunity, since I think most of students actually want to be business ladies, businessmen someday. I'm sure some people say, I wanted to have a company. So we decided to do this and have faith.
And you have done it. You have actually done it. And I think that's highly commendable. By the way, you are saying the other two are not here. Who are the other two?
There's Sean Mapranga, the captain. And then there's Nyasha Jaidi, who is currently in Poland.
Okay, so yeah, we really congratulate you. Maybe as we draw to a close, what will be your advice to other young people out there? Because there are many young people who still think, I'll go to school, I'll go to university, and after that look for a job. But you guys, you are walking a different path. What's your advice to other young people out there?
I would like to quote one orator. He said the best way to get started, to get ahead, is to get started. So to whoever's listening, please start. It's never too late. Start and you get ahead. Definitely you will.
Right. Tapi, what's your advice to other young people?
Be patient. Ideas come. You have to take action. We think of many things, but we don't go for them. It's high time we need to pursue what we think. We have great ideas, but some of them are lost because we don't take any action upon them.
USENDO, your final word?
It's never too late. Just have patience in whatever you want to do. Just have faith. Whatever you want to do, it will work out.
So congratulations, guys, again for this initiative. We wish you all the best, that your company will, succeed, will be profitable, and will employ many other, people out there, and you help to eradicate, poverty in Zimbabwe. You are truly a new generation of legacy building leaders. Well done. It has been truly inspirational listening to young entrepreneurs beaming with confidence who are now walking the path of building their legacy as business leaders. If you know of any people out there who have got a story that can inspire others, to exploit their potential, feel free to contact us on the details on the screen. I sign out now. I'm Charles Mugaviri, looking forward to having you in the next episode of the Legacy Building Leaders TV show.